Earn $4,000 per month just by sharing images. 2022. $9,000 for literally sharing images. I'm going to show you a legit way that you can make hundreds of dollars per month by simply copying and pasting free images. All you need to make this work is a laptop or a phone, and you can do this yourself. And I know that it sounds like one of them super clickbaited YouTube videos, but genuinely, this is a real strategy that really does work. And I know it works because I've been using it myself in this video. I'm going to show you proof that it really does work, and I'm going to show you the step-by-step strategy from start to finish, so you can do this by yourself by the end of this video. Now, let's dive into it. But before we start, I just wanted to show you some results, so we can just come over to Etsy here. This is just one listing on Etsy that I just found, and it's Van Gogh, which is obviously a famous artist. They're selling this print for $22. And if I just click on this little Chrome extension that I've got here, which estimates the sales that this person has made, you can see the potential of this business model. So if you look down here, they've actually managed to make 525 sales, which is a revenue of almost $10,000 for one single print. That is in the public domain. Now just think, if they're doing that 10 times, they've actually managed to make over 4,000 sales on their account. So just think of the profit that you can make if you actually do this with lots of different designs. There's a lot of potential out there if you take this seriously, and it really does work. Okay, so step one, first of all, we're gonna head over to this website here called rawpixel.com. And rawpixel.com is just a library of stock images, so they've got you lots of free images on here. They have some premium images, but the types of images that we're going to be focusing on for this strategy is under this tab here called public domain. And if you don't know what public domain images are, basically just images that no longer have any copyright on them. So we are free to use them in any way that we like now. There's a few different reasons why an image would be in the public domain. It could just be that the artist has just waived the rights to it, and they actually want people to be able to use it in any way that they want, or with a lot of them. It's when the rights have actually expired, and this happens with a lot of famous pieces of artwork. I think it's like 70 years after the artist has died, but what this means for us, it means that we can leverage some really amazing pieces of artwork, and we can actually make profits from them. I'm going to show you exactly how we can do it, but if we come to rawpixel.com, it actually shows us all of the images, or a lot of the images that are in the public domain by a lot of famous artists. So what we want to do for this strategy is kind of just scroll through, and you can see these are lots of different famous artists. Some of you might recognize, but some of you might not recognize. But what we want to do here is to scroll through and see what stands out. Now, my strategy with this is don't focus on the super famous pieces of the artwork like the Mona Lisa, because there's way too much competition for this strategy with stuff like that. You really just want to look for images that actually stand out and you think looks good. That's the best place to start. You can scroll through, and these are in just individual artists. And you can click on some of them and see what kind of artworks that's not really standing out for me. So I'd go back and scroll down even more. Keep scrolling like this here, that looks quite cool, that's standing out. So I quite like this artist, so Henry Lehman. I've never actually heard of this artist before, but maybe they're really famous, but they're not like as famous as Leonardo da Vinci or Van Gogh and people like that too. The artwork is fantastic, and we can actually grab these images and use them in this strategy. So like this, you could come here and get this for free, and it's in the public domain. And we can use it in any way that we like, and there's a totally free account that we can sign up for with this. And we can get 5 images per day, so we can download this image in a high resolution. So that's what you want to do here, is go and select maybe 5 images today, and that you can find that stand out to you, and you can think they look pretty cool and download them. So now I'm actually going to show you how we can use these images to make money today using this strategy. But before I do, I just want to show you a couple more websites here where you can get lots of free public and domain images. It's not just rawpixel, but there is a website called freeimages.com. That's got a lot of public domain images that are totally free to use. They have artist work, but they also have other images as well. And there's obviously another one that you might have heard of, which is pixabay.com. They've got lots of free images, so using a famous artist's piece of work is just one of the elements of the strategy that I'm going to show you in this video. But you can actually branch out later down the line into other images, maybe things that are not as famous, and you can still make this work. And it will all make sense when I show you how the strategy works. Now, so step 2, you go to etsy.com. Etsy is a marketplace where people sell lots of different types of products on here. It could be physical products, it can be digital products. it can be artwork, it can be so many different types of things. And we're going to use Etsy in this strategy. Now, we're not just going to be reselling the digital files on Etsy. That is not the strategy, so keep watching because there's another element to this. So you can squeeze out a lot of profit from this strategy, but first of all, you need to create an Etsy account. Now, usually you have to pay 40 cents every time you download a listing to Etsy. But if you use my referral link in the description down below, you can get 40 listings totally for free. So that's what we're going to be using in this strategy. So you want to sign up to Etsy and then you just want to follow the steps to create your own store on Etsy. So it should be looking something like this. When you sign up, you can click get started, follow the steps, just name your shop anything. So art lovers, click next, and next it's going to ask you to create a listing on Etsy now. We're not actually ready to create a listing yet, but it won't let us get to the next stage until we create one. So you can just put any random information in here. We're not actually going to make this live, just add like a random image and a random title, just put like literally anything in here just to have and to get to the next stage. Then you just click save and continue, and then it's literally created our first listing, which will be kept as a draft. Click do this later, and then add in all of your information here so you can actually get paid from Etsy than you would love and have created your shop, and then you are ready to go to the next stage. So step 3, once you've created your Etsy store, you need to head over to this website here, which is called Printful.com. You can actually sign up for a free Printful account using my referral link in the description down below, and if you don't already know what Printful is, it is a printing and fulfillment company which allows you to upload your designs onto any of their products. So it could be t-shirts, it could be dresses, it could be wall prints. It could be mugs just like this here, and they will print that out and then they'll ship it to your customer. The great thing about Printful is they actually have fulfillment centers in quite a few different places around the world. Which means that shipping time for a lot of these products is super fast, which means you end up with a happy customers. I've been testing out this print-on-demand business model for a little while. It's been working fantastically. Now, all we need to do is posting the artwork of some famous artist, which is really an easy way to get sales, and it really does work. I'm going to show you some results from it a little bit later in this video. But first of all, you need to create your Printful account. When you open your Printful account for the first time, it should look something like this. And it's very self-explanatory. It literally walks you through the steps of what you need to do. So first of all, you are just going to design our first product. So you can click on design product, then you click on this here, which is create your first product template. And what we're going to be focusing on for this strategy is in this section down here, home and living. And then we're going to click on wall art, and there's a few different types of products that we can choose from. There's framed posters and there's also normal posters without a frame. I recommend that you actually try both of these because you can appeal to people with different budgets. Some people want ready frame posters, other people want an unframed poster that they could potentially frame themselves, but for this, we'll just choose the standard poster, which is a little bit cheaper. So that will open up the design tool. This is where we can actually upload our designs and choose the sizes and the orientation and things like that. So for this, just going to choose vertical, I've chosen a few different sizes. You don't want to overload your customers with so many different options. So maybe a maximum of 5 different sizes that you want to offer to your customers. So this is what I offered here, and then you just want to upload your design by clicking on design. And then clicking on choose file, and then you can upload the file that you downloaded from RawPixel or Free Images or Pixabay earlier. So click on choose file, and then this is where you might just need to slightly resize the images so it fits the different types of prints, and then just scroll down and click continue. Then you can just name your template file here, whatever you like, and then click save product. Once you've saved that product template, you just hover over and then click on add to store. And if this is your first time, it's going to ask you to actually connect to store. So if you click on connect store, it would take you to the stores tab, and then you can choose the platform, and this is where we are actually going to connect to our Etsy store that we created a little bit earlier. You click on connect to Etsy, and then you just need to follow the steps here to connect it to your Etsy store by clicking on connect. Click on allow access, and then it will connect directly to your Etsy store. So this means that when someone orders from your Etsy store, the product will be automatically sent to print with Printful, and Printful will ship it to your customers, so it's totally passive and hands off. So every time you're selling it, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to check the orders that you've been doing anything. It's all automated because it's connected directly to Printful, which is fantastic. So once you've actually connected to your Printful account, now you can actually add that product template to your Etsy store, which we started doing a little bit earlier. So you come back over to the product inside of Printful, click on add to store, then you can choose your store inside of Printful, and then you can just go through the steps here. So you'll click on proceed to mockups, and then you can create some mockups of your own artwork like here. It will be put on them like walls and things like that, and these images will be sent over to your Etsy store. So you can choose a few of these like this, and then click on proceed, and then it's going to ask us for the title and description. So this will all be sent over to Etsy, so we can just want to fill in information so people can actually find this product on Etsy. The title, something like this, is good, like unique, abstract, and wall art print, because that's what people will be searching for. So we don't just want to go for people that have heard of this artist and they're looking for it. Actually, the majority of the customers from this are actually going to be just looking for unique, abstract wall art. And we're going to be showing up for that. So you want to go for keywords like that. You also want to add in the artist as well, because it's obviously ethical to name check the artist, but that will also lead to people finding it as well that already do know about the artist, and they want to find out, and they want to find images that relate to that artist. And then you can just add other keywords like in colorful, wall, print, unique, gift, and things like that to really help with SEO and help your listing rank on. Then you can add in your description down here, something like that. Just to kind of sell it, obviously the more information you put in, the higher chance you've got to selling it. Then some tags down here, so you would just be like abstract art, all the different images, things, keyword, just add as many as you can in here, and click and proceed to pricing. So this is where we can choose how much profit we want to make for each item now. We've got the Printful price here, so this is the price that you're actually going to purchase from Printful. So for this size, we're going to pay $7 to $8 depending on where it's going to be shipped from. I'm going to put $10.99, is going to give me around about $2 to $3 profits, but I'm probably going to put this at like $14.99 to cover like any Etsy fees and any taxes and things like that I have to deal with. And you can have a play around with these prices and kind of see what other people are selling them for. And you can maybe at the start maybe offer a lower price to get some customers in, and then you can start to increase the price once you get some reviews. That's good strategy. And then once you've kind of come up with the prices, you click on submit to store, and then this is where it's actually going to send that product straight to Etsy. And then all we need to do is go back to Etsy, because it will be sent over as a draft. And you can just need to make that live. So now that listing live, you can actually go into the listing if you want and edit it on Etsy and change any of the mockup images if you want, or change the title or the pricing, anything like that. And then just click publish again and that will go. All these links you've seen in this video are in the description, and also some resources that are going to help you too much on your journey of making money online. Check it out. So you're also going to get lots of sales in your listings. That's exactly how a lot of people are able to make so much money. So here we go. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications turned on, so you don't miss out on any of the new contents. As always, I'll see you in some of the next videos.